But I also did mention last hour that the president, Joe Biden, while this whole deal was going on with Kavanaugh, and he's part of the reason why murderous people out there will have the opportunity to kill. He's part of the reason why, because his White House didn't admonish these people. They're still out there. These pro-abortionists, they're still out there. And Biden is yucking it up with Jimmy Kimmel. Talking about Donald Trump. He can't get Donald Trump out of his head. He can't remember the name of his own wife, Joe Biden. He's finished. It's over. It's over. I don't know if it's dementia. God forbid, by the way, I don't wish him ill. I'm not sure if it's dementia, if he's just old, if he's an idiot, a combination of all of them. He can't remember his own wife's first name, but I can tell you this, he knows Donald Trump's name. That Trump derangement syndrome is alive and well with this imbecile in the White House. Or, of course, Naomi Rosenberg has her own nickname for the president.
Creature in the White House.
Thanks, Mom. So he was on Jimmy Kimmel last night. We'll play some of this. You know, Kimmel was like, hey, if you don't mind, Joe Biden, I'm going to ask you some serious questions. And every question that Kimmel asks, of course, and the conversation that ensues is always very pro-Democrat and nasty towards the Republicans. It's not a serious conversation. It's two jackoffs wasting our time. But here, Biden on Kimmel. You know, let's play that here. Jimmy Kimmel. This is number 9. Kimmel asks Joe Biden, "Hey, is it okay if I get serious?"
Thought maybe you wanted me to just stay on Fox all the time.
You know, they're very concerned that I might not ask you serious questions, so I don't want you to.
They really ask serious questions.
Yeah, right.
What?
I don't want to upset them at all. Do you mind if I ask you some serious questions? Because this is, unfortunately.
Not at all. I never mind having a conversation with someone really smart.
Yeah,
well, Guillermo, maybe you need to take over.
I guess he's talking about that little producer, that schmuck. Says, I'll let him take over because, I don't mind having a conversation with two smart people. Question for Joe is, where are they? It ain't you two. So then Kimmel, on the heels, of course, of Uvalde and that great speech, I know you guys beg to differ, that's fine, the great speech from Matthew McConaughey, Kimmel brings up gun violence with Joe Biden, and this is really, really where it gets intelligent. And I think Biden brings up Donald Trump already right here. This is number 10.
We were here in September of 2019, and one of the things we talked about at length was gun violence. And you said that we need to do something about this gun violence, particularly when it comes to our schools. And here we are, a couple years later. We're halfway through this year already. There have been, 27 shootings at schools? I guess, just to get into it, why haven't we done anything about this?
Well, I think a lot of it's intimidation by the NRA. And look, this is not your father's Republican Party. This is a MAGA party.
MAGA.
A very different Republican Party. And so you find people who are worried, I believe, that if they vote for rational gun policy, they're going to be primaried, and they're going to lose in a hard right Republican primary.
So it's all the Republicans' fault. And the Republicans won't vote for it because they're afraid that the backlash will cost them their positions. And really, it goes back to our MAGA country. So there it is right there. That is the first Donald Trump reference. Gun control, nothing's been done. You were a guest on this show back in 2019, 3 years ago. Why hasn't anything been done? And he blames, of course, Republicans and MAGA country. And he keeps going on with the Donald Trump stuff. Here in cut 11, he just flat out attacks Donald Trump. Here's your president.
Can't you issue an executive order? Trump passed those out like Halloween candy.
Yes, sir.
I did. Isn't that something that could happen?
Well, I have issued executive orders within the power of the presidency to be able to deal with everything having to do with guns, gun ownership, whether or not you have to have a waiting, all the things that are within my power. But what I don't want to do, and I'm not being facetious, I don't want to emulate Trump's abuse of the Constitution and constitutional authority. And
they clap, these idiots.
And I mean that sincerely, because I often get asked, look, the Republicans don't play it square. Why do you play it square?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? If we do the same thing they do, our democracy will literally be in jeopardy.
I'm begging you to shut up.
I'm
begging you. Yeah. So Kimmel was the first to bring up Trump there, and then, of course, Biden brings him up 2 or 3 more times. One more cut. None of it's been funny so far. They're 2 idiots. And Kimmel then asks about sensitive documents. And yes, once again, Joe Biden brings up Donald Trump.
Just a process question. When you have sensitive documents that you need to flush down the toilet, do you do that? Is that done in your office toilet, or is that done in the bathroom, in the personal bathroom area?
I call Trump.
Funny, right? I called Trump. Everybody laughs. So there you have it, folks. I played you 4 clips of Joe Biden on Jimmy Kimmel. And what he's doing there, I don't know. I mean, it's not like there's any issues in this country, right? It's not like, again, for the 100th time, you've got inflation. See Joe Biden's approval rating, it's like 28%. It's lower than Donald Trump at any time of Trump's presidency. And Biden still felt like he had the time and everything's going well enough to hang out with a late-night talk show host who's about as hateful as any politician in this country. And in the 4 cuts I played for you, he brought up Donald Trump 3 times, Joe Biden. Because he knows that however he got that win, whether it was valid or not, it ain't going to happen again. 2022, the red wave is coming. It is coming. And it starts right here in New York. When Kathy Hochul gets her ass kicked, she's going to win that nomination. Tom Suozzi, Jumaane Williams, just not good enough. She's going to win that nomination. And whether it's Zeldin, Wilson, Astorino, or Andrew, they're going to kick her ass. That's where it starts. Then that no-good Alvin Bragg is going to get fired, just like Chesa Boudin, who's now out in San Francisco, maybe Gascon next in Los Angeles. It's all going to change in 2022. And yes, Trump's going back. 2024, he will once again call Pennsylvania Avenue home. Biden knows it. So keep bringing him up and keep maligning Donald Trump. Blame Trump for inflation. First it was COVID, then it was Putin. Now they're back to Donald Trump. Oh, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. And Trump loves every second of it. Free advertising. Hey, I'm all over Jimmy Kimmel tonight. I'm in this guy's head. Don't you hate that when people are in space in your head? Don't you hate that? And you want to get them out and you can't. I've got a couple of people in my head. I can't get them out. I've tried. And I act like I don't care. And I'll even say at times, I don't care. And my very next comment will be something that clearly shows how much I do care. Don't you hate that, Louis?
You have more than a couple. Did you say 3?
Well, I've got a very large apartment building up there, so I can afford to lease out a couple of apartments, yes.
I don't care what he says. What did he say?
I don't care what he says. Well, you certainly sound like you care. Well, Bernie said that about 1,000,000 times. And he's right. So anyway, that's your Kimmel and Joe Biden highlight from last night. I hope you enjoyed that.